So, yeah. And I said, are you, yeah, but I, take your phone. I'm but yeah. So anyway, it's good that you did it. My God, it's dark. So, 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 is that what you're, no? Just sociology. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all don't like y'all. That's what my partner said. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's pretty much crazy. Yeah. If it's that. All right. Wait, I'll say it. Lunch is there. So, okay.
Are there going to be speakers today?
Just Jill.
Yeah,
She wrote a really beautiful eulogy. Yeah. How's your weekend? Has it been busy?
No, so far so good.
That's great.
Yeah, I've been the one. It's my weekend on call, so I always have my phone on me.
Yeah.
But still gonna risk it and go watch the Super Bowl. Whatever. That's what happens when you're married to a man from the Midwest. I watch the Super Bowl every year.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, apparently. So
That is really
but we're
funny.
gonna see some friends, so it'll be good.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How are you? I'm actually at Mount Eagle.
You don't have it.
Oh, I do. I do.
And you have rabbi stones. Can you copy them?
Yeah. You know, married, got a couple of cats. Or like,
My dog.
Hi, everybody. Family's just running about 10 minutes late. In the meantime, if you could take a brief moment and just sign in. That'd be much appreciated. We're running about 10 minutes late. Okay. Limousine from Poland to Aurora.
Ooh, that's a lot. No. And they live in Boulder, so it's even further. We live up by Broadway. Yeah. Not a Super Bowl. Yeah. It's going to teach they had theirs last year, like this is the second one. But at the end of the ceremony last year, they were like, we love this one. Teaching. I'm like, sure. So today is teach fun. Today is Zeta. So that's yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna eat food. So it's I know. I see a little back there. Yeah, no. Yes. You're not even touch it. Yoga vibe.
Yeah, Janie taught me the term.
Totally. In fact, it's ironic. That's what it is. Oh, wait. He told us he was a man. Yeah, he's
So, with Lazarus, which is like a very high. Oh.
Your teachers.
Okay, that they're good. They're good. They're nice. Yeah, you know, that's just like right, Michael. Did you talk first? Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be a border. I've seen some more, never gonna hold it Although one time, like just like this one. Yeah. Like, I know. It's just, it's nice. It's pretty funny.
Great, that's yeah, awesome.
I think it's just.
I got it.
That's the general rule. Yeah.
Can I give you a job?
I doubt it.
Okay. Would you be willing to help when everybody comes and gets seated to pass out copies of the funeral so everybody can participate? Yes. Oh, that's great.
To the seated people.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be escorting with the casting? Okay, let's do that in a second. Yeah. Okay. So are we gonna be going over? What is your plan of action here? So are people gonna be stepping over here? Trying to figure out exactly what's happening. Okay. So you think just like go all the way around?
Okay. How are we gonna get across there?
Okay, so we'll have people step over this. I'll just keep them out. So folks who are gonna be on the left side, let me just make sure you see it. You're gonna step over. And then the person here. Well, I'm gonna start up and shoulder to shoulder. What's happening?
So how are we? We can continue this side, or step over.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, guys, we need to put a.
It's okay. We're good. If you guys would like to take your seats.
Everybody can come down.
All right, everybody, come gather around. We have seats up front for family, and then yeah, those who need them and friends.
That would be sweet.
It's all. Can everybody come and take a seat?
I do, actually.
Maggie, do you have the creative?
Yes, I do.
No, totally.
Yeah, there are notes right here.
I'm just tucking my backpack.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I'm gonna do.
That's like on the left side over your heart. Is there anybody else in the immediate? Good morning, everyone. My name is Rabbi Karen Aviv, and it's an honor to be with you today to remember the life and legacy of Joyce Lottner. Today is not an easy day. Mourning and burying a loved one is a difficult mitzvah. It's an act of care to strengthen a relationship that's important to us. And in Hebrew, the word for funeral is levaya. It means to accompany. So this morning, we're going to accompany Joyce as she's laid to rest. And I know from talking with Jill and Craig that Joyce was loved by each of you in your own way, and she loved each of you back in her own unique way. And gathering to remember her and share stories in all of our brokenheartedness is the most honorable way we can show our care. And it's also the way to honor her memory and legacy. So we're going to begin with a wordless melody to arrive into sacred space. And what I encourage you to do is to simply close your eyes. If you want to put a hand on your heart to just feel your heartbeat, you could do that. And then we're going to go into Kriya, which is tearing the ribbon of mourning with a blessing. So this is called Kislev Nigun by Yoel Sykes. Yadadai, 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 So when we tear a Kriya ribbon, it's a black ribbon. It is a sign that we are in mourning, and tearing it is a way to embody the idea that our hearts are broken and that there is a before and after in our lives. There's a rupture, and that we're in the after of our lives in grieving loss. And so I'm going to ask for each of you who's wearing the Kriya ribbon to rip it. And then you'll find on the first page of the funeral handout, we'll say the blessing together. And we'll say the English first together, and then we'll say the Hebrew. So in English, blessed is the source of truth, compassion, and finitude. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Dayan ha'emet. We're going to open up our funeral, our levaya, together with a psalm of comfort. This is called Esa Enai, and it's Psalm 121. And it's a very Colorado psalm. I'll sing the Hebrew, and then I'll sing the English. And if you get the tune and you want to join in, you can do so whenever you want. Esa enai el heharim me'ayin yavo Ezri. Esa enai el heharim me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im havaya ose shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im havaya ose shamayim va'aretz. I lift my eyes up to the mountains. From where, oh, from where does my help come? I lift my eyes up to the mountains. From where, oh, from where does my help come? My help comes from Havaya, from that which makes the skies and the earth. My help comes from Havaya, from that which makes the skies and the earth. I'm going to offer a few words about Joyce's life, then I'll call it. Great. Okay. So I talked with Jill and Craig on Thursday about who Joyce was as a person, and I learned a lot about her life. She was a loving sister, daughter, wife, mother, grandmother, friend. She was an activist and an artist. Jill is going to share a beautiful remembrance of her mom. And for now, I'd like to simply honor Joyce's memory by outlining the contours of her life. Joyce was born here in Colorado, and her paternal grandparents had immigrated through Ellis Island. They came west because of the dry air and the altitude, which offered a respite from tuberculosis. Her maternal grandparents were some of the original founders of BMH, an Orthodox synagogue that was originally located on 16th and York. And Joyce was also one of the first citizens in Colorado to receive pioneer license plates, which tickled her. Jill and Craig shared that when Jack and Joyce were little kids, Jack threw a peach pit at Joyce while she was riding her bike, and it accidentally knocked out her front tooth. She got a temporary cap that lasted over 50 years. And just recently, she finally got a replacement for that cap, and she was thrilled to be able to bite into an apple for the very first time like this. Joyce attended East High School. She went to Colorado State University. She joined a sorority that was not Jewish, which was unusual for those times. And after college, she joined the American Red Cross as a donut dolly. I think it's spelled D-O-L-L-Y. Yes. This was a program for women to work on American military bases all over the world in hospitals and mess halls and headquarters. She planned events in that role, and in the American Cross is where she met her husband, Alan, Zichrono Levracha, of blessed memory, when they were both running late for a Kol Nidre service in Korea during the Vietnam War. They fell in love, and Joyce moved to Albany to be with Alan, and they got married there, and she put him through law school. Joyce taught English and theater to high school students, and then they moved back to Denver where they started their family. Craig and Jill told me that Joyce loved to laugh. She loved to goof around. She was a bit of a prankster, according to Craig. Craig shared that she would TP the neighborhood with him and all of his friends, and she went all out for Halloween and Passover with food and decorations. She loved creating family dinners where nothing was off limits in terms of discussion. Joyce loved sewing matching outfits for the kids, and later she taught her grandson how to sew as well. Joyce was her kids' and grandchildren's biggest cheerleader. She was the embodiment of unconditional love. She demonstrated this generosity of spirit through big and small, meaningful gestures. Jill told me that she would slip notes into the kids' backpacks and send care packages to her kids and their friends in college. And apparently, she taught everybody in the neighborhood how to drive. Joyce was also generous with her time and her talents to the community. She volunteered at the National Council of Jewish Women, including participating in a traveling theater group. She recorded books for the blind. She served on the library board. She volunteered with a literacy program in prisons. Joyce also started a handmade greeting card business for people to send cards for Jewish simchas like weddings and bar mitzvahs, and also for funerals and losses. She was profoundly politically active, and she worked on many campaigns, including for Governor Bill Owens. She was a badass. The word for a good person in Yiddish is mensch. It means a person who shows kindness and compassion and unconditional love and care for other people. A mensch is a person who makes a world a better place, not just by their intentions, but by their actions each day of their lives. And I think that this is the heart of who Joyce was. It's the legacy that she leaves behind as we remember her together. I'm going to call up whoever wants to come up to offer remembrance.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Charlie. I am Joyce's eldest grandson, and I'm gonna read a little poem that I guess relates to what's happening here. So this is called "The River Cannot Go Back" by Khalil Gibran, I think. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter, there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear, because that's where the river will know. It is not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. Thank you.
Hi. So I write. I don't write with regularity. I don't have a regular journaling practice, but I write when I need to write. That can be because I'm stuck in my head and I need to get something out on paper to sort it out. I write because I need to process. Sometimes I write because I just need to feel my feelings. And I also write when I need to express my feelings, especially to people I love. So I wrote this on Wednesday. I'm just prefacing this with, I wrote this for me. I had not come back and edited it. But I wrote this about an hour before my mom passed away. I was able to read it to her before she passed. And this is just a moment in time. Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, 4 p.m. I am sitting here watching my mom sleep. Her body is still and peaceful. Her face is relaxed, and I feel calm. It's a calmness I didn't realize I needed, and a calmness that is allowing my memories to open and return to me in waves from my childhood through this very moment. The memories all seem to be one, and I can smile and truly see her. This wonderful woman, our confidant, our foundation, our friend, our granny, our beautiful mother. I see her through my little girl eyes as she draws princesses for me, drawings I love and which make her cringe knowing I still have them. Drawings that are in actuality bizarre semi-stick figures with lots of colors and which she would describe as terrible, but I describe as filling my heart. I see her laughing and running around with us, hosting the Lottner Olympics, an adult all-day tonight party. I bet you'll remember that. With competition, carnival-type games, and so much laughter. I see her throwing water balloons and running, holding an egg and a spoon, and racing against the clock to dress up my dad with a bra, pantyhose, and dress, while Craig and I can't wait to be old enough to join in. I see homemade shrinky dinks, easy big oven cakes, and matching aprons. I see hands covered in clay making Hanukkah decorations, pickles lined up in jars. I see her clapping and cheering at swim meets, school plays, the hand-sewn matching outfit she made for Craig and me. I see her chewing gum and teaching us to blow bubbles. I see her picnicking with us in Vale, pointing out the aspen trees and singing John Denver. My teenage eyes see her standing directly behind the car while I'm on a hill and trying to balance the clutch and the gas and praying I won't roll backwards and crush her. I see pride and relief when I don't actually crush her, and her excitement when I drive off alone for the first time. I see her kindness and warmth holding my gaze as I cry over my first broken heart. I see her making food for Craig and his friends, and her happiness knowing he feels so comfortable bringing them to our house. As an aside, Craig just shared she was also your Jewish mother, so we're glad that you're here. I see homemade birthday cakes, parties, family gatherings. I see colors everywhere in our house, and paintings, furniture, art, a frog tape dispenser, and a Kleenex box holder shaped like a nose. I see her writing opinion pieces for the local newspaper, using her voice and making sure I know how to use mine. I see her reading aloud, recording books for the blind, volunteering at the library, sitting on the county commissioner planning board, working with our congressman, and being part of a successful election campaign for the governor. I see her acting in traveling theater performances at local schools. I see her availability and her capacity to help others. And I laugh, seeing my teenage self, rolling my eyes at her, thinking that I know everything, and wondering how I'm going to get through the day without arguing with her, especially when it's so clear that I am right and she is not. I see chicken soup with matzo balls, homemade kreplach, holiday meals, latkes, chocolate, and more chocolate. I also see the disasters, the infamous chicken barf casserole, and the mystery meat of fried chicken livers that she tried to trick Craig and me into eating. I see large whimsical hats of feathers, sparkles, and bright colors. I see red painted meals, big furry coats, turtlenecks, bouncy hair. I see a mishmash of costume jewelry and real diamonds. I see silly socks and orange crush t-shirts. My college and young adult self see her sending me off to Australia for my semester abroad with a hidden stack of cards in my suitcase for every possible situation I may encounter. There's a card for when you're sick. There's a card for when you're having a great day, when you're stressed about a test, when you meet a boy and like him, when you no longer like that boy, when you need a joke, or when you need a smile. I see her laughing when I require my dad to read and discuss books I sent home from college on feminism and sociology. I see my room ready for her for my arrival, her smiling and waiting for me at the airport. I see love. I see excitement when we travel to Australia, China, Hong Kong, DC, New York, Florida, and on road trips. I see her knowing look that my dad just needs to wrap his head around the fact that I just moved in with a boy only 10 days after knowing him. I see the purposefully tacky wedding planner she proudly presents before me with princess cakes, huge puffy sleeved bridal dresses, Snoopy and Disney themed napkins, and the mischievousness in her eyes as she laughs, knowing I will never, ever agree to any of it. I see her. I see her. I see her. Through the eyes of my adult self, I see her in our condo, surrounded by 4 very loud boys who are running around in their underwear and banging on pots and pans, singing at the top of their lungs. Every other adult in the room wants to leave, but there she is, singing and grabbing her own spoon to add to the chaos. I see her light up every time she sees those boys, Gabriel, Harper, Charlie, and Sammy, and the pride and gratitude she has for them. I see their eyes widen when they see her covered in boils with rats and locusts all over the table as she acts out the Passover plagues with an unusual gusto. Their laughter makes it ham it up even more. I see her pushing them in swings, watching them swim, lighting fireworks on her back patio, and making chalk drawings, laughing when they swallow their gum, painting their nails, relishing in who they are. I see her unable to control her laughter when the 4 of them show up in her hats, parading down an imaginary catwalk. I see her holding them, snuggling them, supporting them. I see the love in their eyes and their hearts, and relish in how she knows she's loved by the 4 of them. I see her Rockies baseball with altitude t-shirt, clapping for WWE wrestlers, dousing the boys with squirt guns. I see her making pasta with boys wearing swim goggles, opening her home to friends and family, watching funny movies, or engrossed in a book. I see the love she has for Heather and for Andrew. I marvel at the love she holds for Craig. I see her beauty, her courage, her heart, and her boundless love. And now I sit with Craig, our chairs pulled up alongside her bed, watching her sleep. We're laughing quietly because she always said that what made her happiest was watching us sleep. She said that she wished she could pull up a chair next to us and savor those peaceful moments. Neither Craig or I know if she ever did creep into our rooms and loom over us, watching us sleep like some sort of psycho. Yet here we are. Craig and I are watching her sleep, knowing this makes her happy. We burst out laughing because Craig and I are also eating a tub of popcorn while we watch her sleep. Everything in this moment is okay.
Thank you, Joe. That's so beautiful. So what we'll do now is we're going to lower the coffin, and in a final act of care and love, we're going to line up and shovel dirt into the grave. And then we'll sing 2 traditional Jewish prayers together. One is El Malei Rachamim, and then finally Mourner's Kaddish. So how we do this is that we can line up over here where I think it's safer, and the family can go first. This is the final mitzvah. It's an act of love for someone who can't do this for themselves. And I'll just demonstrate. One way to do this is just to take 3 shovelfuls of dirt with your hand and put them into the grave, or you can take one of the shovels, fistful or a shovel, and we take the shovel upside down, which makes it harder to do this, and it requires really paying attention. And don't worry if it's hard to get dirt on the shovel. In fact, it doesn't matter, but it's the idea of offering a mitzvah of care and love. So I'll show you. Offer 3 shovelfuls or fistfuls, and then hand the shovel to the next person. So I think what we can do is have 2 lines. Perhaps your family can come here, and then everybody can move off. You can all be seated. Last prayer before Mourner's Kaddish is called El Malay Rachamim. El is one of the many names for source. Malay means full of, and Rachamim is compassion. So this is a classic Jewish prayer we say to say goodbye. I'll just sing it. El Malay Rachamim, Shochem Ramim, El Malay Rachamim, Shochem Ramim, Hamtzei Menucha Nechona, Tachat al Kanfei Hashchina, Hamtzei Menucha Nechona, Tachat al Kanfei Hashchina, El Malay Rachamim, Shochem Ramim, El Malay Rachamim, Shochem Ramim. We're going to stand, if you are able to say Mourner's Kaddish together. This ancient prayer is our last offering of love and kindness at the graveside. It does not talk about death at all. It just talks about lifting up the name of the divine that connects all of us. Yid Gadal v'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Ve'alma Divrach Yutei V'Yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon U'Vyamechon U'Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'Bizman Kariv V'Imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Almei Almaya. Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh V'Yitadar V'Yitaleh V'Yitalal Shmei Dekudsha Brichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'Yimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Mramav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'Imru Amen. There's a phrase in Hebrew we say to conclude a funeral together, which is Hamakom Yenachem Etchem. May you be comforted among the mourners of the people of Israel. And my prayer for each of you, especially for the family, is that you just hold each other with kindness and compassion and love in the next week as you transition and process this loss of Joyce. So may her memory be a blessing. Zichrona Livracha. And thank you all for coming today to honor Joyce's memory. All right. Okay.